Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm sorry it's been so long since my last upload. I have quite a few videos to upload, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Nerves seem to be getting the better of me, but I have a game for you today. I hope you enjoy it. This one was played on the Wretched shop, a map that I'm not too keen on, but as I've said before, there's not really any bad maps for Hag, there's just maps that I tend to prefer. This map is rather big. My strategy when I play this map is to keep one side if I can, usually round by the shop where the 3-gen is, or sometimes there's a 3-gen at Shack, but I like the shop as a lot of survivors tend to go for the main building around there to loop and whatnot. And that's what I did in this video. I kept the 3-gen. The players weren't bad, that they were pretty good. As always, welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be fabulous. If you're here just to watch, that's fabulous too. Any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section. I will reply to you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay guys, so here we are loading in on the Wretched shop, right next to one of my hex totems. There'll be 2 hex totems on the map as I'm running Haunted Grounds. Usually it will be popped almost every match. I've become quite fond of running Haunted lately. I'm also running Monitor and Abuse to drop my terror radius when not in chase and to increase it when I am. Franklins, because you know, if you watch my videos, you know how much I love Franklins. That's quite a staple in my build. In fact, I don't think I ever run a build without using Franklins. Maybe now and again, but on a whole I don't. And the other perk is No Way Out, in case it comes down to endgame, just a little bit of security. It will block off the exit gates depending on how many hooks I've had for up to 60 seconds, and will give me a notification so I know where people are. As you can see, I've already started setting up around the shop. This is the area I want to defend, so I'm going to tend to set my web over this side. I can hear this gen being done, so I take a little wander over here and we find a Feng. We take Feng's med kit as well. We took Claudette's earlier. Now of course survivors most likely will go back for their items, but that's okay, it delays them. And of course if they don't go back for them, then they run out anyway. Feng did us a huge favour there by dropping the crane pallet for no reason, as I wasn't pursuing her. This is a very good pallet to get out of the way early on. And as you can see, they've just popped my Haunted over there, which is fine. You usually find Haunted will get popped. In most of my games when I run it, Haunted gets popped, which is obviously very beneficial to you as it gives you the insta-down. I'm trying not to stray too far from the shop, as this is the area I want to defend. The gens over by Shack and in the middle here aren't too important. I have more of a cluster around the shop, and with this being a big map, that's the area that I want to hold. With the cicada, of course, I can teleport further, but I don't want to be setting traps all over the map and being all over the place. I like to stay in one area if I can. This was a mistake on my part here. That was a bad hit. I completely missed her, and it gives the chance to get to Shack, so I'm not going to pursue this. Somebody finished a gen over here. Unfortunately, Haunted ran out, but still, we retrapped the gen. As I said, this is one of the ones that I want to keep. There's 3 in a line there, as you can see, but I want to try and keep the one by the hill, the one in the shop, and the one by the car, as they're closer together. Being dead-hearted there. That's soon to change. I'm sure you know about the upcoming perk changes we're going to have after the PTB. And this is our first down. Now I bring her back into my area, as this is one of the gens I want to defend, so it's best to have her in the area, and she's in the middle of all my traps too, which also helps. And then we go hunting again. I am keeping an eye on this gen over here as well. Should I lose one of the other ones to the other side, I'll have this one. Nia sneaking in there to try and pick up Claudette's medkit. It's back on the floor now. That was I was going after the Nia there, and Michaela tripped the trap. So I do like to teleport. If multiple traps get set off, I like to teleport from one to the other, as you can get downs like that you're not expecting. But I find it also creates confusion among the survivors, especially if they're a four-man. You'll have the Nia saying, "Oh, she's on me, it's okay," and the other player doesn't expect you to pop up, and when they set the trap off because they think that you're on them, on the other person. They've just done the rescue there, and they were healing up Hook. That they do like to throw the pallets rather early. Although I guess to be fair, the Michaela is injured, so she doesn't want to risk it. And then there's Nia down, and again, this is my area. This is the area I want to keep, so I'm bringing her Nia further into the area. So if obviously they're going to come and rescue her, there's more chance of me getting another down with the traps being, with this being my area, my web. Time to replace traps that have been set. I currently have 7 on the board. I like to have at least 7, if not all my traps on the board. As you can see, Claudette's not healing, that they're just trying to push the gens, which I guess is smart on their part. Also leaves them open for easy downs like that because they didn't heal. They either have to take the time to heal or they risk going down. Much easier, especially with the hag traps being all over the map. So we now got 3 stacks of our No Way Out. That's 48 seconds as you get a base of 12, and then each hook you get up to 4 gives you another 12 on top for a maximum of 60 seconds. Just going back now to re-trapping traps that have been popped again around the shop. They seem to like this area a lot. That's what I tend to do when I play. I scope the survivors out to see which areas that they like on the map, which routes they tend to run on the map. You'll find that most survivors have a pattern that they tend to stick to. So that was a mistake by Feng there, trying to go in for the unhook injured, as she's just given me another easy down. I see them coming in for the unhook here, so I take her back. I was going to hook her on this hook, but Nia decides not to do the unhook, so I drop the Feng, as I won't get her to that other hook now. That puts Claudette into second stage, unfortunately, because the Nia didn't unhook her. Nia should have unhooked her there, because although I would have hooked the Feng, it would have prevented Claudette going into second stage. So that was a mistake on Nia's part. Again, we've got them running around the shop again, that they do like these routes. So I'm always replacing my traps here. The pallet they gave me earlier would have helped her there, but... So I think Michaela is our last stack here of No Way Out. Yep, there's our 4, so we've now got 60 seconds on the gates blocked. Should it come to end game. Spoiler, it doesn't come to end game this game, but I think they get down to 2 gens. They're desperately trying to get this middle gen, and now they're wandering further across the shop to the gen that's the other side over here. As you can see, they've got multiple gens going all over the map, so they are pushing gens pretty hard. I think one of their mistakes was that they should have healed. It would have been much better for them to be healthy, or at least have a few of them healthy so they can go for unhooks, and you don't get insta-downed like this. I believe that's Feng's second hook. Yes, second hook for Feng there. And we have the Claudette on death hook because they didn't unhook. They keep going back for this gen, as it's so close, so we keep hitting it and we keep retrapping it. Michaela wants to run over here. Whenever I go to a loop like this, I'll always tend to trap, as it puts the survivor in an awkward position. They either keep running the loop and risk setting the trap off, or they leave the loop, and in this case there's not many places for her to go. She either goes back to the gen, which she knows I trapped, or she runs to this area over here and she wouldn't make it to the pallet as it's too far. Of course, good survivors will give you a run for your money. They know how to run the loops, and they know how to set the traps off and things, but on a whole, most people As you don't see Hag often, that they don't tend to know how to play against her. Now Feng should have known that that trap was there because that's where she was hooked. As you can see, they've started to heal up now. They realise it's better for them to be healed than to be running around injured. I believe that's the gen over there at the hill that I wanted to keep gone, so now I have to focus on the one at the car, the one in the shop, and the one over here where Michaela was. Claudette decided not to do the unhook there. As you can see, they're running back to the shop again. They really like the routes around the shop. That was a nice dead hard there by Feng. Unfortunate for her, it didn't work. I believe Feng's death hook now. They get Michaela just at the last second. But we're down to 3 players now, which makes our job much easier. We start getting rid of some of the pallets now as we... Once you're down to 3 players, your job as killer becomes much easier, I find. Always replace your traps. Get into the habit of replacing the traps, particularly the traps that work. I know some people don't like to replace their traps, or when I first started playing Hag, I used to think, I don't have time to replace this trap, I need to keep chasing them. But Hag is not a chase killer, and if you don't replace your traps and you don't keep your web up, you're going to struggle to catch them, as you are one of the slower killers. You're only 110. And good survivors know this, and they know they can loop you. So getting into the habit of replacing those traps is very important. So this is the area that we're defending now. The gem where I hooked Nia, the one in the shop, and the one over there at the side by the car. So I'm just going backwards and forwards, putting the traps back. Medkits all over the floor. I assume they've run out by now. Claudette pre-drop there, as you can see. But I don't mind, clearing the pallets out is good for me. It leaves you with less places to run to. Now for some reason the video skipped there and the frames dropped. I haven't edited anything, I didn't cut anything. The recording just didn't save whatever happened there, which I think it was a trap going off. So now we've got Nia died on hook. Claudette's down, so we know Michaela's around somewhere, so we go looking for Michaela. I know Claudette's death hook as they left at a second stage, so... they also burnt the blueprint for the increased chance of spawning Hatchet Shack. So this is why I'm looking for Michaela over this side of the map. Now we're down to just the 2 and 1 slug. They can afford to put traps further along, further out in the map. Michaela crept over and picked up Claudette, so I know they're both down in this area of the map. Claudette thought I'd teleport there and I didn't. She dropped the pallet again. And now I know where Michaela is. It's just a slow ride now. I know all I have to do is follow again. That they love coming around this shop area. That was a nice spin there by her and a big mistake by me, but the trap I placed earlier when chasing the Fang came in clutch at the end. So this is why I say to get into the habits of placing the traps, is you may not use them when you place them, but I find more often than not they come into play later on in the game, like that one did there. So it's always good to keep replacing your traps or putting them in areas you think may be used again later on. Certain areas like the shack, you know survivors are always going to use certain loops, that they will use them. So now we just go back for Claudette. We know where we left her. The blood trail tells all. And that's it, GG. As you can see, the no way out didn't come into play, but it's always nice to have in case you do need it. I'm not sure how much help monitor was, but it is quite a good perk on Hag. And I love the Franklins, so I always run Franklins. I'll even put Franklin's on if there's not any items in the lobby, because if there's no items in the lobby, that tends to tell me that they're going to be looting, and I'll get use out of it anyway. So, as you can see, we got the double pick from that, which is nice. And overall, I found it quite a fun game, which is why I saved it. So, there you have it, guys. That is my offering for you today. I hope maybe it'll be of some use to you. Maybe you'll have learned something from it. Maybe you just enjoyed the gameplay. You like hack gameplay like I do. You don't see many hacks these days, so I do have a few more videos that I will be uploading, hopefully quite soon after this one, or if not in the next few days at least. I do appreciate the extra subs I've picked up recently, thank you. And I hope these videos are of some use to somebody, or at the very least you enjoy watching them. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.